Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm Bindiya here, and I'm very happy to be a part of this program. And I think the subject which I want to talk about is something which is very close to our hearts. It's the work-life balance for our happiness, for the happiness of us women especially. I think this topic is so close to our hearts through the age groups. And I've been really battling with it more so after the third wave. So I take this opportunity to share with you a few things that I have been trying to apply in my life and hope that will be useful for you too. See, a healthy work-life balance for happiness means different things to different people, right? It might mean for me meeting my deadlines and still having time for friends and family and for my hobbies. At the same time, it may mean for someone else to, have enough time to sleep properly, to exercise, to eat well, and for someone else, it may be not worrying about work when you are at home. That's a good balance. So all these things are quite challenging and they are our responsibilities, demanding families, demanding workplaces, health difficulties, being good mothers. So how do you know if your work-life balance is unhealthy? So, it's very normal nowadays to normalize long working hours or to work under pressure or to keep working till late night, and uh, trying our best to take on more and more responsibilities. Now, these assumptions that you do more, you work hard, and these have become very deep rooted. So to take a step back makes you sometimes feel guilty. So it's natural because sometimes you cannot make changes at your workplace. If you are on a contract to work for certain hours and you have a deadline to meet or to deliver some presentations on time, you cannot get out of it. So right now is a good moment to pause and to ask yourself, what I'm doing currently at the moment, is it causing me stress or is it causing me happiness? Is it affecting my work? Is it affecting my personal life? What am I prioritizing? And what am I losing out on? We don't take the time to reflect on work until there's a major life crisis, until there's a child is born, or until there's some big happening, loss of someone close to us. And then life forces us to pause and think, what is my priority? Am I working and living in the right way for my own happiness? So the point I want to emphasize today for all the women here, and these are my thoughts which are coming out loud in front of you, and I'm telling myself also, let's pay attention to our feelings. How are you feeling? Are you aware of your current situation? How does it make you feel? Or are you just going with the flow, with the pressure of the demands of family, of the demands of society, and of the demands at your work? But at the end of the day, are you feeling happy? Are you feeling angry? Are you resentful that everybody is expecting too much for me? So being aware of your feelings can help you to decide what changes you want to make in your life. So what do we need to do is to reprioritize. Think what we need to change. Don't go through the flow as if we are in a race. The pandemic has shown us that if we pause, if we think, we can redesign our life, and sometimes we need to for our own happiness, not to prove anything to anyone. So let's reprioritize. Let's ask ourselves, what is my alternative? Is there anything at work I need to change to meet my new priorities? Try to make those changes. Maybe it's asking for flexible hours. Maybe it's, using your leave plan. Maybe it's not checking your emails at weekend. Or maybe it is putting your phone off when you reach home, because that will take you into a space away from work and you will be able to disconnect. So, these are some steps which can help you to improve your work-life balance for the larger happiness. So it is difficult to stand up for yourself. It is difficult to redesign your work. It is really difficult to sometimes disappoint people who expect too much from you. But sometimes we have to draw our boundaries for our own happiness. So do not be worried about what people will think or what your employers will think, or if you lose out on some bonus. Make sure you know your rights. Make sure you are aware of your rights and duties and understands your rights at work. This is very important, because if you are an aware individual, a woman who knows her rights, then it is very difficult for people to walk over you. Speak up. Secondly, speak up when the expectations of your work and demands are too much. Speak up doesn't mean we have to argue, we have to fight, but speak up means to talk in an aware way, to protect your boundary, to protect your own interest vis-a-vis over demands from your employers. So, or from the families in some cases. So try to work smart. This word you must have heard many times, but there are certain ways to do it. We can look at it in more detail in another session, but work smart involves prioritizing, allowing yourself a certain amount of time per task, and trying not to get caught up in a less productive activity, like an unstructured meeting. Sometimes meetings come up out of the blue and you have some activity planned at home and you find it very difficult to say no. But sometimes it's all right to say no. Sometimes there are 5 meetings. You can excuse yourself from one meeting, but in the next meeting, you can focus and be much more productive there. So don't have this fear of losing out. It's all right to say no, to draw a line between work and home. And if you work from home, try to keep it to a routine, although I know it's very, very difficult, but one can try to switch off the phone for 2 hours in the evening. And that will give us focus time at home. So when we do that, people at home are also happy. And when we go back to work, we can focus 100% on work. So if work is making you feel that you don't have quality time for your partner, your friends, then you need to realign your work-life balance. That means scheduling special time together, getting help with children, and making every second count. And keeping track of working hours is very important, because there's a lot of work we do on weekends by way of, looking at emails or sending some important information. That is also work. So keep a track of the work that you do after office hours, on weekends. So that will give you a better picture of your own work-life balance. How much are you doing? Sometimes we are just geared to work so hard that we think and we feel very proud. Oh, I'm able to manage so much. But it's better to do a few things well rather than trying to all the time catch, the head and the tail and trying your best to do a lot of things. And then at the end of the day, feeling resentful that, oh, I don't have time for myself. So this is a question which you have to ask yourself, that what makes you happy? And when you are able to identify that, and you will be able to communicate in a very clear, assertive way, and your family, your bosses, your colleagues will also understand. So let us encourage. I really feel that instead of, talking behind the back and indulging in gossip, it's better to encourage a culture of openness so that we can speak up without feeling pressured, in a very natural way, in a very nice way. So be more flexible, encouraging breaks. Let us encourage ourselves to take breaks, because that refreshes us and we can work better and more efficiently. Then do the things that you enjoy, and also important to review that, have I been effective here? Has this meeting gone well? Has this activity with the family been useful? So what is the value being created? Instead of trying to see that how many hours I'm working, let us see that, is my work creating value? Is it bringing something more? Is it creating happiness for someone else? So, do stress relieving activities. Maybe a little walk around outside the office at lunchtime, just to disconnect. So trying to improve the work-life balance will increase happiness and will make us feel refreshed and energized to do more interesting work, to be more effective, and to be happier at home as well. So thank you very much. I'm Bindiya here. I'm a writer, and I write poetry and articles, and my second book is about to come out. And I feel very fortunate that Miss Kalyani, who is the All India head of Mentoring and Motivating Division, invited me to talk to you all today. Maybe we can do it in person someday. Maybe we can do few more sessions in details where we can take up one-to-one challenges. So it's always a pleasure to encourage women, because I really feel you women, we are the sons of the family. And if we shine, if we are happy, then the whole family is happy. And our children are our future citizens who are going to take our country forward. So let's all work together to have a wonderful work-life balance in our homes, at our workplaces, to be more effective and to be happy. Thank you very much.